Open an image in Affinity Photo with transparency. You can see this checkered background. What you can then do is you can go to Select and Selection from Layer, and that will create a selection around that object. At this point, I'm just going to copy it into the pasteboard because I want to use it later. So Edit and Copy. So it's stored away. But also what I can do, go to the gradient tool and I can fill it with a gradient. Just a basic gradient. You can vary the colours. Swatches, great way of adding lots of different colours, and I'm going to show you how to do that a little bit later. So white to black. Also you can go to Select and Invert Pixel Selection. So it selects the outer area, and you can apply it again, and this time I'm going to go different angle. You can go at any angle like that, but I'm just going to go that way. So you've got black to white there. So select and deselect. Then go to Filters, Blur. Now there's a load of different ones. Now average is not very useful, but Gaussian blur, motion blur, radial blur, have all got great uses in this tutorial. So just go to Blur, Gaussian blur. For this example, just going to go for 12. So click Apply. Then go to Layer and down to Duplicate. You've got two layers now. You can then go to Normal and go all the way down here to Negation. And you get this lovely, very thin edge, but glowing edge. I've just copied the statue, and it could be anything. It doesn't have to be a statue, of course. Paste it in. And now you can see you've got a lovely glow around that statue. Now you can do that again. So let's just undo that. And instead of that one, let's just go for a different gradient. So let's just go for a circular one. So just apply that circle, and that's the outside. You don't have to apply the same gradient, of course. You could use different gradients. So select and invert pixel selection, but I'm going to use the same gradient. So I'm just going to drag that, and you can reposition it anywhere. Don't have to do that. You could do it there or there. So with that, again, select and deselect. But this time, I'm going to go for a slightly more blur, bigger blur. So Filters, Blur and Gaussian blur. And I've got 11 there. I'm just going to go push it to maybe about 25. And you can still just about make out. You don't want to push it too far, because if you push it too far, you just won't see the shape. So just push it to about 25, 30. Click Apply. Again, go to Layer and Duplicate. Then go over here again to Layers, and you can go to Blend Mode and down here to Negation. And you can still see you've got your gradient effect, but you've still got your glow, and you can still see the sort of statue outline. Again, paste it back in, and you can see it follows the wings, the statue shape. Whole variety of different designs. Be created using this approach. So again, let's remove that. So undo. Let's choose another one. So let's just go remove that, and maybe go for this one, this gradient, and apply it like that. And this time select and invert and apply it like that. Again, you don't have to have it the same angle, so you could go maybe at 90 degrees to the other one. Select and deselect. Filters and down here to blur, but this time use a different blur. Maybe go for zoom blur. So zoom blur creates a different effect, and you can change the origin point, change the strength, maybe not that much. You want still to be able to see the shape. If you push it too far, it just blurs it completely. You lose the shape of that statue. So keep it about 32. Click Apply. Then again, go to Layer and Duplicate. And then go here to Normal and down again to Negation. And again, you've still got the shape. And you can paste it back in again. You can see now you've got an unusual glow again, but this time obviously slightly way it's raised there. Another option, box blur. So again, let's just do a different gradient. There's lots of gradients in swatches. Now you might not have the same selection of gradients. Everyone will have different gradients, I'm certain. So just apply a gradient. I'm not going to go with that one. Maybe that one. So that one's got lots and lots of lines. Again, select, invert pixel selection and apply again. Let's just drag up from there. select, deselect and filters, maybe blur and maybe go for box blur. And you've got other ones as well. Not all of them are great, some better than others. So box blur, see that pushes, you barely can make it out. I pushed it to the extreme there. But maybe keep it about there. You can still see that design. That's at 23. Click apply. Again, layer and down to duplicate. And with that, go to the blend modes and down to negation again. You could try some of the others. Maybe they were just as effective. Maybe that one. But negation, I think, works best with that lovely glow around the edge. And again, just paste that back in again. And you've got, again, following away around that angel all the way. And it could be with any object you use. And of course, you can always then distort the design, distort the background as well. That's another option. So filters, select that, and then apply different filters. Maybe apply very subtle effects. So filters, distort and deform. You don't want to distort it too far. You still want it to follow that design. So again, click maybe around the statue, around the shape, and then you can distort it. And I'm just going to just quickly do it around the edge. And again, just distort this design. You can see as you do that, you don't get it exactly perfect around the angel, but it just still follows the basic glow of that angel. And you can see, just distort those lines, maybe make the feathers of the angel push out so you could sort of drag it outwards from that. So you can apply 2 or 3 there. And you can see you can create these lovely pulses of light from there. And again, drag that out. And you could use, of course, similarity. The result may be very different, maybe like that. And then just finish off. Let's just click there, just drag there. And again, just follow that down and click apply. And you can see you can create a variety of different designs using this approach with that negation option there. Another option, instead of distortion, would be to apply additional blurs. So with that selected, that layer selected, the negation one, go to filters and blur and maybe motion blur. So motion blur, and as you do that, you can move the origin point. As you see, it changes, but it still follows the design of that statue. Also change the rotation, and you can see that changes as well. Or maybe go for filters, blur and Gaussian blur, and change there. Obviously increase it or decrease it, and you can see it subtly changes. Or maybe go for filters, blur and radial blur, and then change the origin point of that. And again, you can still see it ripples around that shape.